Ben, Championship captain for 2025. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Bit surreal, really. Coming to Hampshire, such a big club, and I just actually came in today and saw all the pictures on the wall, the faces that have done it before me, and yeah, it does. It feels surreal. Huge honour. Incredibly privileged. I feel lucky to be back to do this role, and yeah, hopefully I can repay that faith.
And a lot of the faces that you will have seen over the last few years since 1973 have failed to win the championship. Bit of pressure.
Yeah, of course. I think, anytime you're captain, you understand that pressure is always going to be there, but I think you have to welcome it. And the challenges here is huge. I think to come to a place that is desperate to win the championship is why I came in the first place, and nothing really changes. Vincey's driven that culture over the last few years to keep trying to win games, and you can't always control whether you win the trophy, but you can certainly control the mentality, and the mentality here won't change at all. We will keep trying to win that championship, and that will keep driving the standards of the club.
Even since you arrived here for the start of the 2022 season, it's been a couple of third place finishes. Last year it's second. It's been so close.
Of course, yeah. Look, we coincided with Surrey, obviously, putting in an incredible effort to win 3 in a row. It's a rare feat, and credit to them. But yeah, the rest of us counties, we have to find a way to catch up. It's obviously not easy for obvious reasons, but we have to find a way to peg them back. And if they do have an off year as well, then you want to make sure you're the county that's in position to really cash in and win a championship.
And when you looked at all those faces, of course, in the recent past, your Shane Warnes, your James Vince, of course, the most recent, Jimmy Adams, Mark Nicholas, and that, does it give you a sense of just what it means to be captain of Hampshire?
It really does, and I say that this is not a club I grew up playing for, so it's a very different experience to come here. As you say, those are names of the past, huge names. Even we've had jokes in the squad over the last couple of years of who was going to be stupid enough to take over from Vincey, with the sort of boots he's left behind. But no, it's a huge honour, and as you say, you mentioned Warren. I think what I've learned at the club, Warren left a legacy of winning. His mentality left a legacy that kind of knocked on to the next generation of players and leaders, and I think Vincey has really embodied that over the last 10 years that he's been captain. He still will do in the T20, and hopefully I can just continue that. We keep targeting winning games of cricket, and that's the mantra at Hampshire.
Yeah, that's an interesting situation you find yourself, isn't it? Because, as you mentioned, Shane Warne installed this sense of belief. James Vince has had a very good record as captain without quite lifting the trophy. Does that make your job a bit easier? Does it make it a little harder?
I'm not sure, really. I think probably we'd all just been desperate to win it over the years have been close, and I think the year obviously before I came, the boys talk about they were a ball away from winning it. So no, look, I think it would have been a huge thing to have got it out of the way and won to go on. But that's going to keep driving the club, I guess. So I know the players are motivated. It'd be a hugely special thing to do at the club, but it won't be easy. Obviously, losing Vincey is a big loss as well. So it's not going to be an easy thing. I know the counties in this division are fantastic sides. It really is a strong Division 1 now, stronger I think than it's ever been. It's very competitive, so you got to set out to try and win a championship, but know that it's an incredibly difficult journey.
Is that one of the biggest challenges? Is because I guess losing someone like Vincey, who's been your top run scorer for the last 4 years, is a talisman player anyway, to try and motivate the squad, because there must be a feeling within the squad, wow, we've lost our main player here.
Well, Vincey's a generational player. I don't think county see James Vince has come through the system very often, to be honest with you. Maybe once every few generations you see a Vincey. So there's no point hiding from the fact that losing him is going to be a massive loss. Both his runs, his personality, everything about Vincey is going to be a loss. And I don't think we need to get away from that. But I do think we have to find a way to fill that void. And it certainly isn't going to be one batter or myself as captain. I think we have to take a collective approach to fill James's shoes, really, because he leaves behind a big hole as a player and as a person. But it's up to us, particularly the senior group. I think we have to find the leadership within the group together, and then the young players, they have a gap to fill as well. They've had a couple of seasons now, some of the guys playing under Vincey, and now they've got opportunity to grow as people as well into the gaps that are left. So yes, it's obviously difficult, but it leaves opportunity for guys to move up the ranks, if you like.
We mustn't forget that you don't exactly come into this captaincy role raw. You actually did it when you were at Sussex.
Yeah, it was a hugely proud moment for me back then as well. Captain my home county was an amazing opportunity. There was lots of ups and downs there. over a decent stretch of time. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I thought it got the best out of me as a player at the time as well. So it's not something I thought I'd do again. Coming to Hampshire, I was very happy just getting on with my job and let Vincey do all the work. So no, I didn't think it would come round for me again. But and Chalky started talking about it and seeing what I thought. Yeah, it's something I couldn't turn down and say that the kind of the pride and the privilege to do it is sort of outweighs any kind of doubt you have.
What did you learn about captaincy then, and what are you going to bring to Hampshire this season?
I learned a huge amount about myself, about captaincy over a 5-year term. We had COVID chucked in there as well, which I found incredibly challenging from a captaincy and a leadership perspective. So I had time to reflect as well. I think it's been important over the last few years, just playing. You have time to reflect on the things you felt got right, but probably more importantly, the things you get wrong. I think I was probably like mid-20s or late 20s when I take over, and I think you can be desperate to prove yourself. You're desperate to prove you can do every element of the job to the best of your ability, and the reality is you need a lot of help to be a good captain. I think that's probably the biggest thing I've learned. I don't have to take it all on myself, and I'm lucky here. I look around the senior group of players we've got, and you think there'll be a lot of load shared across the guides. So it's a different type of job, particularly to the job I finished off doing at Sussex with a younger group. And I know there's lots of help here, and a good structure at the club. I've been so impressed with Chalky downwards. It's a very well run club, which should make everything a lot easier on the field.
Yeah, you mentioned about help. I know Nick Gubbins captains the 50 over side. You've got Kyle Abbott, who's done it from time to time, as a fill-in. I'm sure Liam Dawson will put a word into your ear from time to time, so there will be no shortage of help.
Yeah, definitely. I think some of the players we've got here made it more special to be elected. I know the quality of player we've got to help me out, and them giving my backing and things like that has been hugely important. And yeah, you're right. To be able to lead on those players should be a huge help for me to have experience all around the field as well. Logistically as a keeper, you do need some voices up at mid on, mid off to help everything run smoothly. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to working with the group we've got.
Just finally, you're a main batter. Your average does say that. You're the keeper, and now you're the captain. I mean, that's a lot of roles. That's a lot of stuff to be doing in any one game.
It is, and I think you go back to what I learned at Sussex. I think I learned a huge amount last time. It can be exhausting, but how you kind of switch on and off and give different people roles to help out. We've got some players are coming up that we're young, and they need to take responsibility as well for how they want to be out on the field, and hopefully I can give out some leadership to those guys as well, because you say it can get a lot with the keeping particularly. So but I've got a huge amount of confidence in the players we've got to share that load.
Are you looking forward to this season probably more than most now you're skipper?
Definitely, yeah. I've looked forward to every year here. I think when you make a career move in your 30s, I think it makes you feel younger, hungrier, more excited to get out there. So yeah, and the captaincy's come around and said I probably wasn't expecting it. Different circumstances came around quick. I can't wait. I think it'll be a proud moment for me, the family, and yeah, it'll be a lot of hard work ahead. And you know that side of it. You've done it before, but I think the pride element at the moment, is really in the back of my mind. I can't wait to get out there.